Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Kelsey with Teaching Online with Kelsey. So if this is your first time seeing me, please make sure it's not the last time by hitting that red subscription button and the bell down below so that you are notified of new videos on my channel every week. And to also give this video a thumbs up because it does support me and this channel. And if you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. I'm really glad that you are tuning in to all of my weekly videos. I'm so glad that you are here and you're listening into what I'm learning about my online teaching journey and what I'm willing to share with you. This video today is brought to you by my YouTube memberships. This is where you can get one-on-one coaching sessions with me along with lesson plans, copyright free, that you can get from me. You will see here how to sign up for those memberships down below. I would love to work with you soon. So for this particular video, I've had a lot of requests from a lot of you, and especially in my community, on like, what does it take to be an online teacher? What would it take for me to be successful in being a full-time online teacher? What does that look like? And I know for a lot of you that have looked into online teaching, you may be thinking like, is it possible for me to do this full time? You know, what can I do to make sure that I am successful in this online teaching thing? And especially for you, Kelsey, you've been doing all these videos about online teaching and how great it is. Like, how can I be sure that I can be just as successful? Well, that's what this video is going to be about. And before we really dig in, I have created a checklist that is going to be related to the steps on what it's going to take to be a successful online teacher that I highly encourage you to sign up for down below in my description box. It's going to give you that full checklist on month by month what it takes to be a successful online teacher. And not only that, I have a bonus of parent conversation, like pre-made parent conversation templates also that goes along with the guide, especially if you have been curious on, you know, how do I start this conversation with a parent? You know, how do I address, you know, negative reviews? What if an emergency comes up? I made those templates just for you, and you customize it to however you need it to be. I know many of you have been asking for that. So like I said, if you want that, it's going to be down below to sign up. So I highly encourage you to sign up for that now. I'm only going to go over just like the few key bullet points that goes along with the checklist and just sort of explain in depth like what I mean by the tips and what that means for you in terms of being a successful online teacher. At the time that I'm filming this now, like right now, January 2023 is going to be a wonderful opportunity to start fresh and to also start in on building clientele, getting your business off the ground. And if you're thinking about leaving like your teaching job or your other job to do online teaching full time, now is the time to really get started on that. So that way, by the time you get to the end of the 6th month, you are ready to go. Now let's dig on into that first month with the checklist. What should you be doing in your first month of starting your online teaching journey? Well, I have shared about my course before, but the 5-star online teacher course is a great course in terms of getting started with your online teaching journey and how to be the best online teacher possible. So that's also going to be in my free guide, but the course is also going to be down below as well. So I highly encourage you, if you are brand new to online teaching, to purchase that course on there. Once you have completed the course and you figure out what kind of classes you want to teach and what your niche is going to be, you actually want to make sure that you plan out what your budget could look like 6 months from now, and budget out like how many hours you need to work or how much do you need to offer your classes per learner so that you can either meet or exceed your current income at your current job right now. I also recommend that you create your online teaching space, and you don't have to spend a ton of money on creating that online teaching space. I have done a previous video on how you can create your online teaching space for $25 and under. I highly recommend that you check that out if you are looking for a budget-friendly online teaching space, or maybe you want to splurge on it. you know, the holidays, as I'm filming this, the holidays have just passed, so maybe you got some extra money to splurge a little and to treat yourself on some online teaching space stuff, like a nice desk stand or a nice ring light, you know, whatever that may be. This is going to be completely optional. I definitely would recommend saving money aside. And whether that means, you know, for your full-time job, maybe you're making a decent amount of income. And so when you actually do start online teaching as a side gig, because we want to start it out as a side gig for now, just to test the waters and see how everything goes. That extra money that you earn online, save it aside, because especially if you want to transition into full-time online teaching, you want to make sure that there is some sort of security once you do leave the secure full-time job and teach online, in case anything can happen. 2 months after I started full-time online teaching, my grandmother passed away. I had to reschedule classes and didn't earn as much money when all that happened. Stuff happens after, you know, after you said, yep, this is what I'm going to do for my full-time job. So you want to be prepared and have that little extra security once you do start. And you don't want to just drop kick your job and go into online teaching anyways. It's a gradual process, and you still have the security of the full-time job while also building a new security with online teaching. And when we lead into month 2, I talk a little bit about how you can go ahead and start creating your slides and your lesson plans, your thumbnails, and your intro videos for the platforms that you want to teach on. Now, how many platforms you want to teach on? I recommend not that many. However, other teachers like the heavy caseload, and that is completely up to you. If you want to teach on more than 2 platforms, or if you just want to teach on 1 platform, it's however you want to see yourself be successful. Either way, take the time to create those lessons, create the thumbnails, create the intro videos, and make it look nice. You also want to go ahead and schedule out just a few sections, just a few times a week for your classes. You don't want to overdo it. You don't want to burn yourself out. Just slowly, gradually add classes to your schedule. This could only be like 2-3 times a week. You could only teach, you know, 1 hour 2-3 times a week, or 2 hours every 2 days. Just start really slow. And if you're able to teach in the prime hours that platforms recommend, or if you realize, hey, there's more students around this time zone and you're able to schedule out, then try it out. See what happens. You really want to do this slowly. And if you're doing private tutoring, just get on just a couple of clients. 1 or 2 clients that you work with just a couple of times a week. Just start slow there and just see what works, what needs improvement, and just go from there. I also recommend that you start advertising your classes, or advertising that you're offering tutoring services. So this could be on Facebook, this could be on Facebook pages or Instagram. I also recommend that you create a Facebook or Instagram page if you are willing to. You totally do not have to. However, this may be helpful in terms of advertising yourself to families and showing them, hey, I'm here. This is what I have to offer. If this interests you, please contact me. When you move into month 3, this is where we're progressively going to add on some more classes to your schedule. But you're also going to refine what classes work for you and what classes you may think, this was not as successful as I thought it was going to be. This is also another opportunity that if you are wanting to create more classes, month 3 is going to be the time to create more classes. This is where you can experiment with offering ongoing classes or online private tutoring or multi-day camps. Something that when families sign up for your one-time class, they see that they have another class that you can offer where they can see you more than just the one-time class. It'll be something that families are like, ooh, this teacher has more classes. You know, I want to be able to sign up for those classes as well. So start thinking about those ongoing classes. Like I said, for increasing things, make sure to schedule out more sections for your classes. You can also experiment with different time zones with popular classes and see, which time zones you think would have more enrollments over the other. And when we get into month 4, this is where we need to start having things become a reality for you. Because I'm already going to tell you now, if you're going through this plan and you're thinking,
Kelsey, this is not going to work. This is insane. I can't do this full time. What are you actually thinking?
I'm already going to tell you now, you're already giving up. And we don't want to do that. The moment you start thinking those things, you're already giving up and you're already not going to be successful on this plan. So if you are this far into the video, then you are saying, yes, I can do this. So in month 4, this is where you're going to be solidifying your consistent teaching schedule. This is going to be an opportunity for you to say, yes, these are the one-time classes I'm going to offer. These are the ongoing classes that I'm going to offer. And these are the camps that I'm going to consistently offer because I know these classes sell out for enrollments and I'm going to stick with what works. And also, if you are going to be leaving your safe full-time job to go into online teaching, now is also going to be the time to write out that draft in terms of saying, hey, we're going to stop here. Or, if you're leaving a brick and mortar teaching position and doing full-time online teaching, this is where you're still going to write the notice and maybe contracts are going to start coming out. That's where you're going to look at the contract and go,
nope.
But another thing that you should consider, just in case there are slower months with online teaching, is try to discover supplemental income. And I know it may not be fun to go out and do DoorDash or to Uber or to do anything else that's not necessarily related to online teaching. But if you are leaving the security of a full-time job and you're going into online teaching, I'm going to tell you now, from my 3-year experience of being an online teacher, you're going to have slow months. And you want to make sure that you are prepared financially for those slower months. That may mean picking up a small part-time job. That may be doing, DoorDash or Uber Eats or doing some Ubering or Ship. Whatever that may be, you just want to make sure you have your financial basis covered in case there are slower months in teaching. For those last 2 months, month 5 and 6, this is where you're going to wrap up. And if you're going to quit your full-time job, this is where you're going to officially make it happen. You're going to officially solidify your teaching schedule and what that looks like. You are going to solidify your profile, your intro video. Everything is going to be ready to go. And you are saying, hey world, this is me. I'm available. Hook me up. So I know that was a lot. And that was just a very brief summary of what's to expect in the checklist. Like I said, that's going to be down below, that I definitely encourage you to sign up for and get access to. And it's just going to be good guiding points in terms of where you stand in terms of leaving your full-time job in 6 months. And I'm already going to tell you now, if you're thinking,
I don't think this is going to work, Kelsey.
You're already setting yourself up to fail and you're already thinking, this is not going to work for me. If you're already thinking that, then it's not going to work. I know that sounds really cliche, but mind over matter is a really powerful thing. And, if you're not believing in yourself and thinking that you can quit your full-time job in 6 months and teach online full-time, then it really can't be a reality for you. You've got to have the right mindset. And I want you to have the right mindset for this. And as I mentioned before, if you want to leave your full-time job within 6 months, now, as of January 2023, when I'm filming this, now is the time to get started. I'm serious. And I mean, the checklist, it is very generalized to where, you could quit at any time. I mean, good heavens. I started my full-time online teaching journey in February, the 1st of February of 2021, which is totally not, summer if you were a teacher who wanted to teach through the end of their contract, but this could be generalized for anyone. All I'm saying is now, especially if you are a teacher in the school system and you're thinking, I just do not see myself teaching in the classroom any longer. This is getting insane. Like, now is the time to get started on this success plan checklist that I have to offer. And of course, down below with the bonus with the parent conversation templates on how you should be able to communicate to parents and learners about different scenarios. Like, these are templates that I have used personally with parents that I know have worked, that I know are kind and are thoughtful, and I'm sharing that with you in the guide as well. So maybe you're already online teaching full-time or part-time or whatever the reason is. I still highly encourage you to download the checklist below, at least for the templates. And then that way, if you see the checklist and you think, I have some clients of mine, or I have other friends that wanted to go into online teaching, I should share what Kelsey is sharing on her channel. So again, that really does help me, and I want to be able to help serve you guys as well. So I'm going to leave it at that. And if you have any other questions for me or future suggestions for videos, please leave a comment down below. And if you got the guide and the checklist, let me know what you think. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.